OBS has asked me, and I said yes. It is time to start the stream, guys. It's Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern Time here on my Slaggy channel on Twitch. We're going to be playing chess on lichess.org, my chosen place to employ my chess skills. Yeah, I had a family issue, but everything worked out okay, so we're good. We're good to go. But I was totally out of my work on Wednesday. I lost all my work on Wednesday, so no lessons, no stream, no videos, no nothing. We had a day off that I didn't really plan on, but we're back to work. It's Friday, and we'll be streaming again on Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. We're gonna have a simul here for probably 25 players. All right, guys. Slightly food coma suffering streamer. I had to eat before the stream, which I don't like to do, but sometimes if you didn't eat all day, you just gotta eat something or else you're going to have no energy, and that wouldn't be a good thing. Monkey Pushing Wood said, I got a fluke win over an IM last night in a simul, had a sneaky checkmate. That's the best kind. Guys, we're going to be playing anything between 5, 3, and 8+3. This is a regular stream, so both the subscribers and viewers are welcome to play. I'm going to take subscribers first, ahead of the regular plain old viewers. And if you guys would please subscribe to my Twitch stream, I really appreciate it. We will be moving back to Europe. I will probably be moving back to Europe in 2.5 weeks. So from September 1st, I expect my streams to be European time based. Last year I did them, or in the spring I did them in the morning. This year, maybe we can do like a mix of mornings and evenings. We'll see what happens. I mean, now that we've got subscribers, we've got to kind of like adjust what we're doing to make the subscribers happy, make everybody happy. So I prefer doing the streams in the morning though. I like to have the routine. Future chess GM, I have data on that. What strength would a player on lichess be if he was 22, 50, 22, blah, blah, blah? Okay, I mean, I saw people like arguing about this in a post recently on lichess, and I kind of agree with one of the people that were like, you know what? Different chess sites and like over the board ratings, you can't really, you just really can't compare them. I mean, it's like a different system. But you can approximate probably. I don't know. I mean, you can probably like take the average rating and deduct like 200 points. So if the average rating is like 2300 on lichess, maybe they'd be like 2100 FIDE. But I think as the higher the ratings go, probably it's a little bit different. I don't know, but it's, again, you know, this is just some sort of approximation. You can't really compare ratings between different sites like ICC and chess.com and lichess and over the board ratings. They're just different, you know. They're not really meant to be compared. In some cases, they're just completely different systems. I mean, lichess uses a Glico system, FIDE uses the ELO system. These are different mathematical systems, so how are you going to compare them? You know, I don't really see how you can compare them. Anyway, bot.com. Yeah, Nefedov said 3 pints away from speaking English with an American accent. All right, Nefedov. Is your real name Nefedov? Are you Russian by origin, or you just chose the name Nefedov because it sounded like a chess name? A friend of mine, GM, he's 2920 on Chess24. I don't know anything about Chess24. Forget about chess.com because everybody there seems to be a computer. I would be like 1600 on chess.com because half my opponents are engines. So I wouldn't even want to like imagine what my rating would be. Let's get started though. Do we have any subscribers challenging? Yes. Nefedov, Divlyavatra. And that's it for the subscribers right now. Guys, you can challenge anything between 5+3 and 8+3. The most common time seems to be 8+3, but they're long games. We can make them a little bit faster if you like. I made your wife laugh. About the name? About the name. No, I'm just curious. Is that your real name? It's not your typical English name, you know? Okay. So we're playing the King's Indian attack. C4, C5. Always good to make the wife laugh, you know? I don't have that luxury too often, so if I can make somebody else's wife laugh, I'm making progress. Knight to C6, knight to C3. My sense of humor in my personal life is long gone. Brundley Phil said, I'm still enjoying the stream, but I've become a little bored with chess. Taking a break. Well, you know what? You'll notice that. You'll go through phases like anything else. But the difference between chess and other things is that you keep coming back to it. You know, it's not like doing a jigsaw puzzle or something. Typically, chess is like a lifetime addiction that like comes and goes. You can shake it for a while, but you'll get it back at some point. Chess24 is a good site, a lot of strong GMs. Banter Blitz. Well, it seems like Gustafsson runs the site. I mean, that's pretty obvious. I'm not sure if he's the creator. Yeah, I mean, it seems like a pretty decent site. I don't know anything about playing on it. Now, A6, Bishop D2. A6. A6 is main line, so we should play Bishop D2. Pretty modest move, isn't it? I've experimented with Rook to D1. This was an old recommendation of International Master John Watson years ago. But slowly, after experimenting with that move, I kind of realized that it didn't really have any particular benefit for white. So it just looks cool to put your rook on D1. I think maybe I analyzed it with the computer once. It doesn't really lead to much. So Bishop D2, Queen C7. In that position, I think Rook B8 is probably main line. Rook B8, getting the rook off the long diagonal, preparing B5. Queen C7. Looks like it's a lineup with the rook on C1, which could be inconvenient. My FIDE rating is 2112. How much time must I spend for training to get the FM title? I love these questions. Everybody's different, man. You could probably, you know, intensively devote your life to it in the next 6 months and do nothing but live and breathe chess, you know, and do it. But, you know, if you've got normal responsibilities like you're a student or you have a job, you know, it's not going to be so easy. Also, I think playing a lot of tournament games and analyzing your games would be a really positive step. But to go from 2100 FIDE to like 2300 FIDE, you know, I mean, I think that's, I think it's like reasonable at that stage to expect to be able to improve like 100 points a year. At your age, I'm imagining you like, I don't know, in your late teens, early 20s. I don't know your exact age, but you know, let's say you're 20 years old. I have no idea. To gain 100 points a year, if you're really devoted to chess, I think is a reasonable goal. It also depends on your K factor, thanks to FIDE, with their crazy rating system. People who like have new ratings have a massive advantage, or possibly disadvantage. Okay, Bishop E6 now. Food coma, trying to offset the food coma with a coffee, but it's... Just be happy there's no Dunkin' Donuts in Europe. Absolutely. Really watered down coffee. I think there was a Dunkin' Donuts at one point. I had this strange recollection of going to Hungary in like the late 90s and there being Dunkin' Donuts shops there, and then like they disappeared or something. But maybe it's just some weird sort of deja vu thing I have going on. Yellow Dragoon, will I make it this time? Yeah, you're right on the cutoff. I would say you're pretty much on the bubble. We've got not too many subscribers in there, but that doesn't really matter. How many subscribers behind you is going to hurt you. You can always subscribe. No shame in a master strength player subscribing to my stream, by the way. Franco 2000 did. He's behind you in line. Let's see. Franco 2000, 2248. Proud subscriber to the stream. He's up late. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning in Russia. Although Russia's a big country, has a lot of time zones. Okay, no. Yeah, I don't really like your chances that much, Yellow Dragoon. If you make it, you're going to be the bubble. If you want my honest prediction. You re-challenged. I was 6 for sure. What do you mean you re-challenged? You re-challenged and you were like 6th in the line? Like after monkey pushing wood? Oh, it was rated. Thank you for that. World Losers challenging me to rate it too. He's gonna have to re-challenge. So I mean, I'll trust you on it. You know, if you say so, Yellow Dragoon. You think you were 6th, which would be like right around check then mate. Are you cutting in line? Or are you being honest? I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. But still, it's gonna be close. Yeah, we canceled World Losers try for my rating points. He's actually very likely to beat me. He has probably one of the best scores of anybody here. Now we're going to play A4, stopping B5. Has World Loser cheated before? Dude, he's one of our moderators. So he'll be like the first moderator to cheat. But the way he beats me, you'd think he was. I mean, he's just a good blitz player. The Mama Duck is like, what's that? But he doesn't play much because he's like an actually emergency moderator. He's not a real moderator. He just, I asked him to be a moderator in case the other moderators can't show up. He doesn't want that responsibility, and I don't blame him. But we've got Okano, Franco. Those guys are subscribers, and even if we move Yellow Dragoon up to his former place in line. Yeah, I think he's still on the bubble. But he might make it. He's a big cheater. The last two what? The last two Ananas maybe a little bit. He's kind of gotten into the liquor cabinet or something. It appears. Didn't you say before, Ananas, that you never drank or something? Or was that someone else? Speaking of deja vu, I'm having sort of deja vu of that. Someone's saying that they've never drank alcohol. Anyway, we wouldn't promote anything negative here on my stream. Could you have a bigger cup? That one looks a little small. Monkey pushing wood. Oh, you're talking about mine? Yeah, this is ridiculous. This is like America. America, like, soft drink cup. American soft drink cup. Actually, Monkey Pushing Wood, you're probably from the U.S. I think he's saying in the last two simul's, members called me a cheater. Well, I don't think he could be talking about his last game, because he, like, he blundered a piece or something. Plukro resubscribed. Plukro is our second resubscriber. No, he's not just a moderator, he's a resubscriber. Okano and Plukro are our first 2 subscribers and our first 2 resubscribers. I think. There might be someone else. Phil, I know you were pretty early to subscribe. Let's try to get a new subscriber today, guys. I want to apologize for not making a stream on Wednesday. I rarely ever cancel, but I had a very serious personal family problem. It all worked out, you know, so that nothing really bad happened. But was kind of a emergency. So, not involving me exactly personally, but I was involved in trying to solve the situation. So, everything's okay. But again, I apologize for missing the Wednesday. Ananas is in age of 37. He's in age of 37. How do you know that? Divyavatra. How do you know he's 37? You looked him up or something? Yeah, if he's age 37, my God, are you serious? I thought he was like a teenager or something. Rook FD1. How long will the stream last? Every stream typically is until 6:30 Eastern Time. Nefedov is playing like Larson. I like to do this when I play the black side of the Marazzi and actually maneuver my queen to h8. One of my favorite all-time maneuvers. In this particular position, he could be thinking of like rook h8 and maybe some maniacal piece sacrifices. Also trading bishops with bishop h6. But I want to define a difference between the Marazzi and this position. In the Marazzi, usually white has like a pawn on e4, pawn on f3, and like a bishop on e2, which is really like, well, it basically sucks, you know. So in this English, though, I have a strong bishop, and I think somehow that changes the position pretty drastically, you know, compared to like the Marazzi. The bishop h6 exchanging plan doesn't seem quite as effective here. Alright, well, it is hard to see what exactly I should do in this position. I'm just going to take space. Randomly taking space, been known to get people into trouble. Guys, this is the first game, so I mean, anybody who's nervous about whether they're going to get to play or not is probably not going to get to play. Yellow Dragoon, if we put you on 6th place, you're on the borderline. Okano and Franco, those guys are subscribers. 98. Have you played that against me recently? Someone else did that. Or maybe it was Nefedov who tried to play a very similar game along the same lines. Just short in the recent... I'll try to just stick to one phrase here. In the recent past, Nefedov... I was at the beach, guys. Today it was I was a little dehydrated from the sun, so I'm drinking this like huge soft drink. It's actually a lemonade. No cola for me. Francoma also depends if you're married or not. If you have a wife and kids. Not only that, Francoma, it actually, while I stop stuttering, it actually, you know, really, I'm getting nervous when I talk about this. It depends on how many wives and how many kids you've had and how many times you've been divorced. We could go into all kinds of variables, right? I mean, look at like Shirov. Shirov has I don't know how many wives he's had. Could be a nightmare. All right, Nefedov. It's hard for Shirov to gain rating points. And anyone who has more than like, you know, 2 wives. Or husbands. Let's not be sexist, you know. It can go both ways. Rook E1. Is there a C around Hungary? Okay, no, I think you're pretty close to it. The nearest one would be like the Mediterranean. The Black Sea, if you go to Romania. But seas are hard to come by. So we have a lake called Lake Balaton, but no seas. It's a very large lake. A lot of tourists from all over Europe at Lake Balaton. Very nice. I highly recommend it. I played a tournament there in June. But no, the sea, the closest sea would be the Mediterranean or the Black Sea. Being landlocked gives me an essential dread. I'll tell you, man, I get a little bit... Big River, yeah. I get a little bit nervous, you know, about getting landlocked. That's why I feel like I have to come home to eat lobsters and boil them alive just for fun. No, I'm just kidding. I wanted to cook lobsters. I never cooked lobsters. I never like murdered lobsters and cooked them. And I had this idea to do it. But it's so much work, like cracking the lobster shells and opening them up and stuff, I just decided not to do it. Rook e1. Knight f6, good move, sir. I was hoping he would like cooperate, and bring my knight to a good square, but he's not. What do we have here? Any kind of tactics as the time starts ticking away? We could just keep it simple and just start trading pieces off. Take. The thing is, I don't really want him to get in b5 somehow. Actually, wondering why is my rook on c1 at this stage? Maybe we should actually switch files, go central files. These central files look more apropos now. Sometimes you just got to make a quiet move. That's one thing that one of my students freaked out the other day in one of his games, because he was like down a pawn and he just felt like he had to do something. You know, sometimes you just don't have to do anything immediately. Just slowly improve the position. Even if you're down material, it can be like a long-term pawn sacrifice. Positional evaluation is everything. What about this bishop on d2? Why do I need my bishop on d2? Feels more active on e3. Okay. Interesting concept to take bishop takes e4 here. But I feel like I've let him free his position to some degree. Now bishop takes is possible because bishop takes h3 would be dangerous. g4 anyone? That's going a little too far. Alright, let's see. Bishop a7. Oh man, alright. His rook's not really hurting anyone, but hurting anyone there. Bishop d4, e5. Pawn takes pawn. Pawn takes pawn. Bishop a7. Alright, let's try a crazy move. Nefedov, we're deadlocked. I have like a 0.1 centipawn, 1/10 of a pawn advantage. You know, basically here with white. Oh, he snapped my pawn. Oh no, the guy snapped my pawn off. You're kidding me. He can do that? Oh man, I trusted you with that pawn and you took it away. Can't believe it. Just out of the question now. That material, I don't want to trade. Changed my mind. Nefedov played great. Like a master. Master-like. He's so solid. Oh no. Finally let's take with the pawn. That is a powerful pawn there. He gave it back. He's got a hell of a bishop on f5 though. Impossible to get rid of. Nefedov panicking. Panic setting in. And that's it. Protected pass pawn on d6. Game over. Alright. Now let's put them all on dark squares. King's coming up. He's coming up for a visit. We have a plan. No king f6. And Nefedov, that was a hell of a long game, man. I mean, was this a 20, 25 move game? 25-minute game. How long was that game, dude? Can we get... We can't really tell the actual times, can we? Time expended. Can we see total time expended? Is that possible? Does anyone know? We cannot see the total expenditure of time. Damn, dude. What do you guys think about the sink field? It looks like Aronian might lose this one. I didn't see. Aronian is my hero. He's my favorite modern player. Come on, don't tell me he's losing. He was coming on. Alright, we've got challenges from the subscribers. Vatra. God, why is that so hard for me to say? Eventually I'm going to master it. Alright. About 20 minutes. It felt like longer than 20 minutes. So, Vatra. Why has that been such a struggle for me? He's notoriously bad at the white side of the Benoni, so I'm just gonna like go right for it, you know. We've had 2 games against him where he just, maybe they were King's Indians that turned into Benonis or like modern defense, but I'm gonna try to get him right in there in the Benoni. He wouldn't allow it. Now he's playing the English opening, and we're gonna play the old, I don't know what this is even called. Like Kasparov has played it. This is a highly recommended gambit. I strongly recommend, if you want an aggressive repertoire, giving this line a shot for black. Knight b5 is the main line. So in this case, with knight c2, I mean, I think the move exists. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to take back on d5 or not, or just continue to play it as a gambit. I actually don't know. That's a good question. I guess I can take back and it's just equal. He's supposed to play knight b5 here. But now we're into different territory with bishop g5. Okay, fair enough. Very aggressive looking move. We could take on c4. That feels like it would lose the initiative. Taking on c4, allowing the trade of queens. Yeah, I don't think so. I think I have to play d4 here. Shell out $5 measly and you'll never have to worry about it. Only subscribers first. 90 people subscribe to the channel. Only subscribers first. Maybe I get a chance. Ananas, you were like front in line, dude. Weren't you? What are you worried about? You're totally gonna get to play. You're the last person here that has to worry about it. There are people who are like 7th or 8th. Yeah, they might have a problem. Now I can use PayPal. Should I sub? I made twice as many mistakes as me. No wonder I lost the game decisively. Analyzing it at the moment. ATM. Alright, so Vatra. Why do I want to say that dyslexically? Vatra. He's playing. I like the way he's playing this. I wonder, did I miss something? You know, is there other way to play this? I haven't played this line in a tournament game. I just don't allow it when I'm white because I hate it so much. I really like the way he's playing this. Blockade setup. I mean, this sort of thing happens in the Queen's Gambit accepted with colors reversed. It looks like a Queen's Gambit accepted reversed, basically. Don't really want to trade pieces, do I? Or don't I? With that past isolated pawn. Are we wanting to trade pieces or not wanting to trade pieces? That's kind of a tough one. I don't know. I guess we should play according to like classical IQP position and say I shouldn't want to trade pieces when I have the isolated pawn. Love the way he played this game though. Bishop g4. He doesn't really have a great square for his queen, and we could force him to weaken his structure or make some other concession. There's no queen b3. $6. No, it's a scam. Says $6 on PayPal. How could it say $6 on PayPal? Is PayPal taking a fee? Has anybody else used PayPal to pay for the Twitch subscription? That seems like a hefty fee. Queen d2 looks like a good move. Vatra, did you go up in rating recently? You're around the same. I know he was over 2,000. That's like 2 24-ounce beers, man. Not here, it isn't. Where are you from? Alright, B4 coming with a wing attack. I mean, you're talking about like malt liquor. Maybe. You got some really... What is that? I knew this guy. Bobby. He used to drink malt liquor. What was it? I'm trying to remember what he used to drink. The cheapest malt liquor around. Man, this B5 thing is starting to really kind of piss me off, dude. B4. That's not friendly. I'm not happy with you about that. So A6 is probably going to be necessary here. Alright, very well. Help yourself. Whoa. Schlitz? Schlitzbull Ice. No. No, Boddingtons? No, that's a real beer. It started with a B. It was like in a green can, and it was in a green can. It probably still exists. It was just like really, really cheap. But Schlitz is beer. I mean, it's okay. I guess Schlitz makes everything. Old English, yeah, man, Old English. Of course, we had that at our fraternity parties. That was like a standby, man. I mean, if we ran out of good beer, we were busting out the Old English. Definitely. Old English in like bottles, I guess. Did it come in bottles or cans? I can't even remember. I've got all sorts of devious tricks here. Vatra, knight takes d4. The Colt 45. I want to say like Ballantine's. Is there a Ballantine's beer? I mean, I know the Ballantine's whiskey, but there was this really, really cheap beer my friend used to drink. This guy he wasn't really homeless, but he was like almost homeless. And he was just a really brilliant guy, but he didn't want to work, and he just sort of collected junk because he didn't want to do anything else. He had never had any money, and he would drink the cheapest possible beer. This is getting a little bit worrisome now. It looks like Vatra is taking me out here like a champ. Bishop h5. I'm scared. I'm really scared. Alright. Alright. There are all sorts of tactics, like bishop takes f6. Now my favorite one was like rook takes e7. Queen takes e7. And queen takes g4. He still has these things. I mean, now I have rook takes e7, rook takes e7, which is probably defensible for black. But Vatra, I don't know. I don't know. I worked a little bit, it says. I can see that. But this is not a Benoni, because you avoided going into the Benoni structure. Ballantine XXX Ale. Thank you. You've never seen it. That's it. That's the stuff, man. That's it. You found it. Yeah, that's what he would drink, dude. It's like a kind of weird tinted green can. Like the cheapest beer known to man. Maybe not, though. I mean, it's probably like slightly above like the cheapest. There's probably something worse. I didn't see the subscription. The King 28.9. All right, man. He's been in the house before. Thank you. The King 28.9. He's kind of quiet. He doesn't talk that much in the stream, but thank you, buddy, for subscribing. I think he liked the beer conversation. Pint number 5 is on the way. One day I'll drink when I'm playing, but I know I don't want to do that on a regular basis. Just for fun, maybe I'll have a drinking stream one day. Not now, though. Not today. Too much exposure to the sun. I probably like pass out after 2 beers. Guys, don't forget on Sunday is subscribers, not subscribers, is a simul stream. Sunday, 5 p.m. Be here. 25 players. I think we'll have a normal stream this week. Well, probably we'll stick with the 30-30 time control. We'll see. All right, now, Queen takes. I love this variation. Queen takes. Bishop takes f6. There's all sorts of nasty stuff like Queen e1 check, but it's not working because he has Bishop f1, stopping the back rank mates. So I'm going to have to do rook takes, and I don't know what's up here. I mean, I just thought, well, I'm not losing by force, which is always a good thing. Looks like he's got a lot of play. That is not really nice, man. I mean, it looks like he's going to put a knight on e4 and make a sandwich out of my king and queen. So that's a family fork on f6. I mean, everything is going to get hit. That means we practically have to sack the exchange. Probably have to almost sack the exchange there. Bishop g6, knight e4 takes, queen takes, bishop d3. That's kind of interesting. Give back material. I am not a greedy man. We've got no back rank tricks. He's blockaded brilliantly. Giving back material. But he took with the bishop, which wasn't what we expected. None of these tricks work either. I've been like waiting to try to play like knight b3 all day. We could possibly eat this pawn on b5 though. At this point I'll take anything I can get. I guess I should be happy to regain any kind of material. So queen takes b5. If anyone has an objection to this capture, please speak now. I hate my position the whole game. Basically, my structure got blockaded. I have to hire Dilyavatra to do a seminar on Nimzovitchian pawn blockades for my next middle game class. Someone mentioned queen g4 as a possibility. You know, I am up a pawn. I'm not really sure how. Oh yeah, the last one. I had the feeling I was down a pawn already. I don't really count material, and so oftentimes I just lose count. Queen takes f6, and now there's no immediate threat by white, apparently. My pieces are active. We've got queen e2. There's d3. Queen b2. Everything's protected. Famous last words. I'm not very well coordinated. My central pawn is my passed pawn. My extra pawn is... Not extra pawn, my formerly extra pawn is basically signing its death certificate. I can't really protect the pawn on d4. My king is exposed. My structure sucks. I have 4 isolani. So we're basically in a really awkward situation here. Maybe the activity of my pieces is just enough to save the day. God, I'm just down a pawn. And I hate this position. But there's this constant threat against h7. I'm just hoping I can draw down, 1 pawn on the king side, 3 against 2. If we can trade off these guys on the queen side, heavy pieces on the board. I'd like to trade the knights, reach a heavy piece ending, maybe down a pawn on the king side, which is an easy draw. That's what my hope would be. I don't think I could really keep the pawn there. d3. d3 would have been interesting, but then his knight is heading for like d4 and f5. It looks... that could be deadly, He gets a knight to f5. Someone mentioned rook e8. I mean, I just look at the back rank and I don't see anything but a dead end there, I mean, I'm looking for back rank tricks, and he's got that so well protected. Bishop g6 is like a safe move. Knight takes d4, queen b2. That's probably a bad idea. Actually, why not? Right. Okay. The stupid knight is defending the rook on a1. It's just killing me, man. Someone was talking about what? Rook e8. Rook e8 is looking more tempting now. I like the suggestion now. Take toward the center. Fix our pawns. Good drawing chances. Good winning chances for white in the hands of an experienced endgame master, I suppose. But it's far from easy. Where's the knight heading? Okay. It's ready to do some damage, so... I don't want it going to g4 or d5. Well, actually, I could have played queen e5 there. Ooh, that might have been an easy move to find. I should have seen. Although, yeah, it's not an easy endgame to draw. It probably should be a draw. Now we can get the similar endgame. There was knight g4, but it wouldn't end well for you. This is like my great hope, the cheapo on the back rank. Insta moves. Here we are in endgame land. All right. Oh yes. My favorite knight endgame. 3 against 2 on the same side. Please don't hurt me. No matter what you do, just don't trade knights. By all means, trade pawns. Do not trade knights. I mean, I guess my general advice would be try to stay as active as possible, but just don't trade dogs. The phone is ringing. Yeah, I don't want to let him play like f5 and create connected passed pawns. Probably still a draw, but not the easiest draw in the world. f5, g5 also not really thrilled about. Let's check him. He went there. Very well. Well, I think this move is okay. I want to stay in the vicinity of his pawns. Now it's an easy draw. He shouldn't make that exchange. It's just too easy to hold this. Unless my knight were to get like corralled in the corner or something. Let's try not to be too passive, but maybe my king on f7 would be better. Knight e6, knight g7, knight f5. Another extremely long game. We're very fortunate to draw. Probably we were pretty close to lost. Though like never like technically lost. Our position was pretty crap like most of the game due to pawn structure. My only defense is that I don't play this variation. I've used this excuse many occasions. I don't play this variation. You can't blame me. He's up a knight. Yeah. All right. Ooh, that gave me a headache, that game. I think I have brain freeze or something. Where's our computer analysis? Haddock, cod. What are you guys talking about? Fish and chips. Would be possible to request my game to be played. I thought you said last night. Played last. Okay. Soltigo, I don't even see your challenge, dude. Did we lose your challenge? Soltigo, you're not a subscriber and I don't see your challenge. Franco 2000 is the next subscriber. Actually, the King 289, do you have an account you're challenging me with, or do you just watch usually? We've got a few more subscribers, and then Soltigo, I don't understand. Did we lose your challenge? I'm a little slow on the uptake. Did this last time. It will pop back up. Usually they don't disappear anymore. Okay, Franco 2000. Let's play something fun. Order a sub. Dilyavatra, you were close all day long there, man. I mean, even the end game, if I'm playing against a GM, I'm going to be having a long day at the office, dude. I mean, maybe I draw, maybe I don't, you know, basically. Obviously not the end, not the knight end game at the end, but that end game, a pawn down, I mean, it's pretty bad, but draw possibilities are there. So Franco 2000 with the bishop c4. I think you played this once before, man, because this looks awful familiar. Somebody played this against me recently. It's akin to the Alekhines defense, or Alyokhin. I have to practice my Russian. Or Alyokhin will be angry, looking down from wherever he is or up. Someone please inform him that I'll be back, please, if he gets to my game. Where are you, dude? Oh, you're second after Soltigo. Okay. Second after Periode. Listen, man, we'll keep your seat warm, but, you know, don't disappear for too long. Franco, I was thinking about e5, to be perfectly franco with you. The problem might be queen h5, huh? Which would be kind of fun, actually. Let's try this. This is totally outside the realm of Totally outside the realm of known opening theory. I'm looking at queen h5, queen f6, bishop g5, queen g6, with a new position unknown to man. You're killing me these days with the anti-Benoni, so I did some work about it. But knight c2 is not good. But I didn't show it, did I? I did something wrong. Your whole thing with knight c2, look, I know that that's played. Okay, maybe it's equal. But somehow bishop g5 felt... something wasn't right. Something's not right in Denmark in that opening, dude. We're going to look it up later, Divlyavatra, but I know knight c2 is totally innocuous, and okay, you should probably still be equal if you're careful, but how the heck did I end up worse after like 15 moves? I don't know, but that's not good, and it shouldn't happen, and it's not going to happen again. Okay, I don't play that line, so good job, man, avoiding the Benoni. Good homework. I just thought it's the most aggressive way for black to play if you play the knight f3. But it's funny because I don't think our other games where we reached Benonis were actually Benoni move order. I mean, I think I played once maybe a King's Indian and once a modern defense. I rarely play the Benoni move order. It's not like you could have expected that or something. Maybe we had like d4, knight f6, c4, e6, knight f3, c5? Is that what happened once? But Franco, he just trades on e5. The okay, I'm going to try to draw with white variation should not be dangerous for me. We've got to take into consideration, you know, the fact that Franco's playing at 3 o'clock in the morning. He's probably not at his freshest right now. All right. I don't know why I expected him to take with the king there. Why did I expect him to take with the king? Maybe because his king could like live on e2. With that open file though, is that a realistic expectation? Maybe not. So anyway, well, might as well recapture. There's this huge check on d3, so bishop f4 is not recommended. I think we already have the initiative. Black stands a little bit better. If you were playing like Konstantin Chernyshov, I mean, people say that I'm good, you know, compared to you guys, and you guys think that I'm a good endgame player, but there's some GMs who are so good. They're like specialists. You know, compared to those guys, I'm like a, you know, I'm like a novice. I'm pretty good in the end game. I think that I'm above average for my rating maybe, but I'm not really like a specialist. November I got tortured by Chernyshov in a very annoying position. Alright, Yellow Dragon subscribed. Awesome, dude. I hope you didn't have to pay too much with the PayPal though. Something is rotten in the state of Denmark. Bishop f4, that's the point. Now he's gonna try to play it like, I don't just get his bishop like knight d3 check, bishop takes d3, bishop takes d3, bishop takes c7. He's got to make me pay material for it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I feel like I could sacrifice that pawn on c7 easily here and be justified in doing so. But let's be on the safe side. Let's be on the safe side. He has to actually kind of react to this too, and we can castle queenside, which will protect my bishop with my rook, and then open up the other. Speaking of Alyoshin, he liked to develop his pieces classically. Franco gives up the bishop pair, long-term concession, but he figures he can manage. He can manage with a small disadvantage. Can he? I don't know. I don't even know where to put my bishop, honestly, there or there, but we'll keep it off the open files. down in front. This bishop is going to get out of the way for Mr. Rook. And now what I'm thinking is probably good chances on both sides of the board. I even add the gall to consider, like g5, g4 is already coming to mind as a plan. There's this pawn down here. We're threatening knight a4 in some lines. Yellow Dragon, thanks for subscribing. Am I next now? I think you're close to next. Because we had any other subscribers, you'd be after Okano, because he's the only other subscriber that was in the list before you. So you're second to next. I mean, you're basically second to next. Unless we had another subscriber I didn't know about. We had the King. Sorry for stealing your spot at 20th subscriber. The King, are you challenging me? I don't think so. I think the King is just watching. But let me know if I'm wrong about that. King is not, you know, like trolling the chat with... He's not spamming the chat with comments, which I appreciate. Alright. Bang, bang. But now maybe, you know, maybe this is too routine, like rook here. Maybe we do launch like g5, g4. White doesn't have much counterplay. Kingside attack. Kingside attacks happen. There is one thing that bothers me here. Well, I mean, I don't want to see like just pieces get exchanged and stuff, first of all, but there's one other detail I want to consider before I start just throwing my g-pawn down the board randomly. Knight a4, I mentioned earlier, could be interesting. What does it actually do, though? He just plays knight c4, the awkward defense. I mean, it's darn close to working. Then, you know, you go playing b5 with black. I don't think that's a good idea. That looks like way too over the top. g4. g5, g4. Rook a e8. Obviously rook e1. He'd love to just trade pieces. Man, Chernyshov would be in heaven here. So, simple endgame with symmetrical pawns and just a slight initiative. There's certain players who just, they literally have like dreams about positions like this. Not me, man. I mean, this symmetrical positions give me the creeps. I don't like really love symmetrical pawns. Here I have the bishop pair and more development, so it's pretty good. I see an outpost for him. I see an outpost in your future. I can read the future. I'm like a chess fortune teller. There's an outpost in your future. And rook a e8, what does it do? What does it really do? There's no tactics. Knight a4, knight d5 is another idea. Then again, what does knight d5 do? Trying to come up with a cohesive plan that he can't, you know, he can't mess with, basically. g5, knight d5, knight f4 would be great. Knight a4. Crazy ideas. Crazy ideas I have, and I don't think they're really sound. We're getting in time pressure. We're a minute behind. Man. Alright. I see an outpost in his future. What now? Like g5, g4. It's not that good. Knight a4. If nothing else, I can swing the knight in here. I don't seem to have any tactics. Knight takes here. That might work. What if we go nuts? We sack a piece, pick up a couple pawns, and a little interest. Let's have some fun. Knight c4, knight takes b2, knight takes b2, bishop takes c3. Awkward moment. That would be an awkward moment for white. Both rooks are hit, and the like knight is pinned to the rook, and your rook is like protecting the bishop on e2. Could be the end of a pawn structure. All right. Tattoo confirmed. Frankie the F pawn. Don't all chess streamers have cool tattoos? Not your average chess streamer. Knight a4. I like the way I did this because the g5, g4 I think would have just walked into this d4 knight coming, knight b3, knight d4 outpost, which would kind of bounce my bishop off of f5, gain time for white, sort of consolidate, block my rook on d8. So rather than any kind of like bullet chess type of move like b5, we're going to play knight c4, knight takes b2, and just take him out. That's the end of it. I mean, we're just going to get some sort of weird material balance where we have the initiative. Yellow Dragon, you have 7 tattoos. Sorry for writing this third time, guys. What was it, the king? I don't know if you saw it. My username is Justice. Oh, you're Justice of Dictator. All right. So Justice of Dictator. Yes, I remember you. You played a tough game against me. Thanks for subscribing, guys. 2 new subscribers in 1 day. I just want to warn everyone that in a couple weeks I'm going to be going back to Budapest, Hungary. The times for the stream will change. They're not set in stone yet. I'm going to try to mix it up and do streams at different times so that not everyone is favored. Alright, I think we'll just take on b2 and then play it by ear. We've destroyed the base of his pawn chain. My rook is attacked. In general, I don't want to trade pieces here, but we're eating a pawn. Bishops are looking like... Got the Ilya Smirin bishops going on. The Grunfeld. The raking bishops, particularly bad when black's playing like a fianchetto defense. That's what I'm thinking of. Smirin in the black side of the Grunfeld or King's Indian or something. Modern defense. Franco, it is late there, so don't be hurt if you lose a bad game. He's trading rooks. I don't think I have anything special other than trying to maybe pick off this A pawn would be the next logical step. That A pawn would be devastating. He loses that. But I mean, at the very least, I'm going to make a queen on the queen side. He played knight e4 now, hitting my b. Bishop with a little bit of problem finding squares. Very well. It actually freezes his A pawn. Now he can go knight g5 and trade A pawn for G pawn. Or that move, obviously. He's in desperate time pressure. It's I feel like I'm walking in some sort of trap or something. 2 knights. Simplify when you can. Yeah. It is late. Alright. Franco will be happy when I go back to my normal my normal stream time. He's actually a lot stronger when he has actually in simul's he's very strong, and I think when he's not having to play at 3 o'clock in the morning. Thanks for playing anyway, Franco. Our next subscriber is Justice of Dictator, who subscribed moments before Yellow Dragoon. Actually, Okano has been waiting even longer. Sorry, guys. Okano, I kept waiting even longer. Almost forgot about Okano. He was hiding back there, down the list. We're going to have time for our subscribers. Probably the game with Periode, and definitely Soltigo. Probably down to Ribka 6 for sure. Beyond that, I'm not making any promises. Those two knights make me nervous. Bishop takes a6. Actually, we don't have... Where is our Plucro today? Is Plucro here? It would be easier for me to come to Buda or Pest, as time is currently so great for me. Plucro, have you been here the whole time? You've just been kind of quiet today. Reti, well, it's, yeah, I mean, the Reti isn't really the Reti. The Reti is like Reti. It's specifically like D4. I mean, knight f3, d5, c4. Otherwise, like, knight f3 just transposes to other openings. How many subscribers play today? A lot. Probably our record. Just for you, Ananas. But we're going to expect Ananas to subscribe when we get back to Europe. And when he's not drinking too much. I wouldn't want you to subscribe under the influence of alcohol, Ananas. I would feel bad about that. To peer pressure you into subscribing while you're under the influence of alcohol. The channel is popping off. Alright, ABC Dexterity. Reti. Make a sub-emote. Yes, we have to make a sub-emote. Any suggestions? We also need a name for subscribers. A nickname for subscribers. Pony emotes. Pony emotes are awesome, but it's kind of a joke against myself. You know the stream is not about My Little Pony. But it would be kind of funny. Because everyone would think it would be about My Little Pony, and it just wouldn't really be. So the joke would be on them, you know what I mean? We can laugh at ourselves, right? We're big enough to laugh at ourselves. But secretly the joke would be on them. They'd be like, ha ha. They're bronies. It's a brony chess stream. But no, not actually it's not. But they'll think it is. But then we can laugh at them for thinking that. We need a fork emote. Some kind of alcohol emote. I don't think so. I mean, you know, my reputation is dubious enough. I don't need an alcohol emote on my stream. Alright, bishop e6. Snapperoonie. Taking that pawn. And I'm not a greedy guy, you know, okay, no. I know you know that because you watched my stream quite a bit, but I'm not interested. I don't take candy from strangers, and I don't take strange rooks. I mean, I could take the rook, you know, but I just don't have any need for that rook, honestly. I want to keep my king nice and safe. I've got a pawn in the bank, and even if it was a long game, I would be hard-pressed to take that. I've been looking at some reverse Grunfeld variations with one of my students recently. He's playing the Grunfeld reversed. Knight f3, d5, g3, c5, bishop g2, knight c6, d4. And those kind of lines in the reverse Grunfeld, and in the Grunfeld too, in the classical Grunfeld, there are actually very dangerous exchange sacrifices you can make, where like the Grunfeld player has to give up his fianchettoed bishop. So it's getting a little more tempting, I have to admit, to take the exchange now, because he's not even going to get a pawn for it anymore. But I don't know, man. I would give him d5. Just I don't think so. I have no reason to do that. I mean, I would give him freedom with like d5 here. Now the question, should I trade my white squared bishop? We'll wait and see. I may choose to put the bishop back on like h1. But I don't mind so much trading the white squared bishops. I'd actually trade off like probably his best attacking piece in this position if I play bishop g2. Plukro, you mean why I didn't take the rook? I'm not a materialist. I might lose the initiative, and I value the initiative a little bit higher than material. But I mean, it's kind of a matter of style. You know, that's what makes chess cool. I think that there's different ways to play. You can program chess computers to play, you know, different chess computers have different programmers and they play differently. Some are more materialistic than others. I think that Stockfish, this program that you know you can use for free on lichess, I think it's a little on the materialistic side, you know, to be honest. That affects its evaluations. Now I'm going to be forced to take the exchange, it looks like, because we've got a tactic here with knight takes c4 in my face. So it appears that I now have to, or otherwise play bishop to d5, which actually isn't such a bad move. In that case, I'm giving up the bishop to get this monster knight on d5. Alright, let's do it. Play bishop d5. We'll bring the other knight around to e3. It looks like he just insta-took. But my idea was to play this and take on e7, hitting e7. So I've got that weakest on my king now, but I have a pawn for it. Probably I feel like I should have taken the exchange after all. I didn't see knight e5. Now I'd rather be up the exchange. If I'm going to have to give up my white squared bishop anyway. The alternative was the alternative after this unbelievable move, queen b8, which I probably never would have considered, would be to play something smart like knight to d5, but that drops a piece. So the alternative, no, there was an alternative to take on a8 and then sack the exchange and then play f3, which probably would have been best. But hopefully I'm still winning. If you look at the line with Stockfish, it might show +1, and with Houdini +4. Computers are always materialistic, it's natural. I mean, I work with Vasek Rilic, and not worked with him a little bit. We messed around with Rybka, you know, his program, and he was telling me how he programmed it. You know, I mean, Rybka in particular was programmed to be less materialistic than most engines. So it really depends. You know, they all value material. I mean, obviously, material is like a fundamental concept in chess, but how much so? You know, how much emphasis do you put on material? And what am I going to do? Take that bishop off? We're guarding g2. Regarding or guarding? Some little tricks here. Basically, all I need to do is like snap this pawn, knight f5, queen d5. Opposite colored bishops could be tricky, but I'll be like 2 pawns up in that kind of situation. I can also play knight to d5 here. It looks like he's threatening. Well, he's not really threatening anything. I mean, knight f5, knight d5. So I can just play this move. It appears. I was looking at queen takes d6, knight f5, queen d5, and I think I miscalculated something. Yeah, I should have just taken on d6. Well, yeah, I don't know. Maybe he would have got some initiative. I don't know. Probably should have just taken it. I'm not being materialistic enough today. apparently. Being too unmaterialistic. Now we have again queen d5. Lots of moves. Queen c3 as well. Knight takes f5, not recommended. But I mean, I gotta believe we're up a pawn. We've got pretty good king safety with this 4-pawn island over here. Ops color bishop. Our guy is like a monster. Actually, the silent killer. That bishop could probably win the game just when black is least expecting it. Drinking a smoothie while playing. Oh, it's not a smoothie. It's a massive, ultra large lemonade, which is basically just water right now. Had a lot of ice at the bottom, so I'm drinking ice water. No, I don't do smoothies on the stream. That would be like too yuppie for me. Yeah, we go with. I also don't eat ice cream when I play poker. There's this like private poker game I play in a lot, and one of the hosts was always like offering people to have ice cream. I was like, dude, it's how can you? Half the people are like drinking beer. Who eats ice cream when they're playing like poker for money? It's so strange. I don't know. The other day my mom ate on another subject. Now my mom ate tortilla chips with ice cream. Is that normal? I just want to know, because I think that's just really strange. Maybe it's just me. But I don't know, man. I mean, I know there's this weird experimental ice cream trend going on, but corn ice cream. I saw an advertisement for a recipe of corn ice cream in the newspaper. That's fine to get that from my mom, because she's down with the tortilla chips and like those spicy ones, you know. Salty fried things with ice cream. Exactly. Yeah. We're way off topic here. I'm just trying to distract Okano. Alright, man. It's gone. That is gone. Unless I have something better. Larry Christensen. If you think you see a good move, look for a better one. Well, we can massage his king side and induce some weaknesses. Let's massage. I mean, for that matter, there's like knight h5 too. That's serious massage. I mean, that's some major massage going on there. With knight h5. Ooh, that could be really funky. Oh man. Take. What if I told you guys 100 times? When you're up material, keep it simple. Trade pieces. Don't get fancy. I'm up material, I'm up time, and we're just going to try to keep it simple. And I kept it simple from the beginning. Going to guard my king side, going to play rook d2, double up, pressurize d6. We do have a check on d5. May buy us a little bit of time. Could also play queen g2. You may think I play overly conservatively, but I don't like to mess around when I have like a winning position. I basically don't believe in taking chances when you don't need to take chances. Highly recommend the book Endgame Strategy by Shereshevsky. If you don't have it, buy it, because he talks about this principle. It's probably the greatest endgame book ever written. Do not hurry, but basically don't take risks when you don't need to. But I'm also talking about Edmar Mednes now. From the middle game into the end game, another great book. I think I'm actually kind of combining them into one entity. Edmar Mednes and Shereshevsky. Alright, man. Okano doesn't like to give up, but this is pawn number 2. We're ready to take. all considerations have been considered. Everything, all systems go for like second pawn capture here. The icing on the cake. Everything is safe. The Dvoretsky, well, he's got, okay, there's this like newer Dvoretsky endgame book. He's got other books like Chess, Secrets of Chess Training, where Dvoretsky actually talks about like studies and stuff. You shouldn't trade queens, okay, no. I mean, queen h5, on a practical level, this move is forced. You know, there's no question. If you weren't down material, I guess I wouldn't, you know, even if you were down material, if you weren't down material, you still can't trade queens because you're losing d6. That's a bad exchange. He gave up hope. Okay, guys, I want to thank the subscribers. We've got 2 new subscribers today, Justice of Dictator and Yellow Dragoon. Now, Clash Kid is here, but he showed up last. So, Saltino, new name. Periode, you have time for another beer, my friend. Solve the puzzles. Oh, you read it. What are you talking about? Are you reading which book? The Dvoretsky. Which book are you talking about? Yellow Dragoon. But at last stream, you asked me that I am a d4 player. You're a d4 player, then you're justified in playing d5, c5, knight c6. This is something I've been talking about with a lot of my students, and Justice of Dictator brought up this question. If you find yourself playing black against knight f3 and g3, and you're an e4 player and you're playing like d5, c5, especially for the less advanced players under 2000, you've got to ask yourself this question: am I playing d4 with black? Because if you are and you're not a d4 player, there may be something seriously wrong with your repertoire. Now Justice of Dictator with bishop f5. He's basically trying to play the bishop f5 lines with colors reversed. Okay. I would imagine I try to go fully crazy here with like c4. We can castle first. But it's going to have to be c4. I have to imagine. Bishop outside the pawn chain. b7 could be weak. And he's going to try to play this like it was more or less like a Tarrasch with his bishop outside the pawn chain. Okay. Queen a4 is interesting. Justice of Dictator, did we play this before? Somebody else played pretty similarly. I always wonder about this move, you know? I mean, is this move good, or is it just kind of a move that feels aggressive? It would make a lot more sense if black, say, like played d takes c4, I think. Okay, let's just take. The endgame manual. Okay, Dvoretsky's endgame manual. Okay, this is not one of his older books. This was one of his later books, which I actually don't own, but it's highly recommended. I mean, I know that it's been. So now Justice of Dictator is basically playing a mainline Tarrasch with his bishop on f5, and that move, it's not going to contribute that much in an isolated queen pawn type of position. It might even be, you know, gonna get hit by knight takes d4. It doesn't contribute to protecting the d5 pawn, for example. So, kind of the type of move that's basically like a loss of time, a ghost piece, not really doing anything on that diagonal. I take on c5 here and then play like bishop g5, threatening to win a pawn. You know, you could see some variations where the bishop f5 actually might make sense. It controls e4. Some variations where my knight might go to e4, it would stop that. So here, bishop g5 first. I mean, it's not a horrible move. but it's just not considered to be standard, and it must have some small drawbacks. Let me agree to disagree. I'm not a d4 player, but I still like to play d4 as black. Yeah, d4, but not d5. But I mean, the thing is, Nefedov, you're going to end up in structures that that are alien to you. And I mean, if you play the same system over and over again, and you really know it, fine, But I'm talking about for amateur players. You should try to answer things in a systematic way. I mean, if you're an e4 player, someone plays like b3 against you, and you're black, shouldn't you play e5? I mean, as if you were playing your normal game with white. Why would an e4 player answer b3 with d5? An e4 player should answer b3 with e5, and vice versa. Now, just as a dictator, we enter into situation where this bishop is usually like going to e6 later on in this type of line. Not sure how I can exactly take advantage of it straight up. Used to play knight e5 a lot. Wonder if that's still valid here. This bishop on f5 could come to d3 in some lines. If I were to play e3, it's an idea that I use sometimes in these structures. Piece sacrifices with knight takes d5 could occur at some point or another. Bishop takes f6, bishop takes f6, knight takes d5, queen takes d5, knight e5. That's probably not a problem for black. Justice of dictator. Oh, he's 1-1 against me. Alright. Maybe I should play b3. Attacking his pawn chain. I wouldn't mind sacking in exchange if I can destroy his pawn structure in some lines. I mean, this move c4, it's very committal. He's playing h6, okay. I mean, this should really shatter his structure pretty seriously. Now, again, I was mentioning piece sacrifices, but not really realistic here. I think we should just take on c4 probably. Not forced, but e3, bishop d3 looks kind of dodgy. Knight takes d5. Knight takes d5. Knight e5. That's pretty sharp. We could get a whole mess of pawns for a piece, maybe. Mess of pawns for a piece. Knight takes d5. You could even answer with knight takes d4. No. Knight takes d5, queen takes d5, knight e5. Queen has to go somewhere, like where? d6. Knight takes d6, c6. B takes c6, e4. And then like e5. I'm down a full piece there. Ooh, where does he go? Knight takes d5, queen takes d5, knight e5, bishop e4. It's a little too fancy for white. Yeah. Okay, there's no reason to get carried away here. Fantasyland. Okay, let's get out of Fantasyland and just go back to reality. We should have a good game this way. Now leaving Fantasy Island. That was a great television show. in a way, in a childish way. All right. This piece is activating, man. I'm gonna have to really go for it here. E4, E5. Just go. Just keep going and never turn back. Queen A4. E4, bishop G4, E5, bishop E7. Damn, dude. And then what? E3. Justice of Dictator now has 6 minutes. I don't remember, did I win? He won the last game? He played this quickly. There was that game. There was this game. Oh, that was how I lost that rook ending. Okay. He was the guy that beat me on that crazy rook ending. Very interesting stuff. Yeah, I think we need to trade that bishop off. Yellow Dragoon. Sorry, you guys are having a conversation. I'm kind of absorbed in the game I'm playing right now, so I'm ignoring the chat at the moment. Repetition doesn't imply boredom. I think the repetition is good to a certain extent, but I wouldn't play the London system for like 20 years, you know? You got to broaden your horizons at some point. So there's a limit, you know, to the repetition. Justice of Dictator. We've got 1765. He's tough though, you know, he had a lost position against me in the simul, but he won because he just refused to give up, and eventually I walked into this rook ending where he had 2 outside passed pawns. I was really angry about losing that game. Finds another good move now. Not sure I should take that even. How do I meet this? He's threatening knight c2, so in a very awkward spot. I'd say he's playing nearly perfectly, except I don't like the general like structure he went into. But basically the way he's played it after deciding to go into said structure, his piece play is unbelievably good. I'm glad this is a casual game. Does anyone else find Yasser Seirawan's bedroom voice disturbing? Dude, I'm a little bit bored with the whole Jennifer Shahadi, Yasser Seirawan, Maurice Ashley, you know, scene. Let's get some new faces in there. I mean, I'm not promoting myself or even suggesting myself, but they have a kind of I don't know, monopoly on that whole market, and I don't think they're even that great at it. I mean, none of them is like a trained you know, chess commentator. The closest would probably be Maurice. Maurice was doing it the longest, so I think Maurice is best. Yeah, Yasser is just a great player who they got to start doing commentary. He knows a lot. He's, you know, fairly clearly spoken, but I guess his voice is comes off a little weird at times. But I've been doing it a long time too. I mean, I started with commentary on Internet Chess Club going back as far as like 1999, 2000. Okay, now Justice of Dictator is starting to play a little too well here. He's starting to play a little too well. Should I just resign now, or I'm basically You know, I think I'm terrified. I'm just lost here. But I can't believe your rating just for Dictator is like 1700. I mean, you're crushing me. Alright. It happens. I think Queen D2 is like my only move, probably not to lose material. But it's a very awkward position. Look at this queen he found this move. The mobility of his queen. Yeah, Yasser looks pretty. He wears a nice suit, you know. He's a fantastic chess player. But I think they should mix it up, you know. It's always the same. You know, I'm not against all those. I like all those guys. They're all my friends in a way, not like close friends. I've always been on good terms with Maurice, Yasser, Jennifer. They're all okay in my book. But maybe mixing it up with some different commentators would be interesting. Queen D2. I don't know. Everywhere Sinkfield goes, it seems like people are chasing the money. Kasparov included. But I thought we were going to see Kasparov playing like the main tournament. What happened to that theory? I think he's not so entertaining for actual chess players. He tries to be too, yeah, like accessible to just like total beginners. Like it's a sports, you know, football commentary. Yeah, he first did it on ESPN years ago. Chess had ESPN broadcasts with Danny King. Maurice and Danny King, I believe, were the first ones to do like really, you know, modern chess commentary, sports commentary format. Alright, I'm just totally frozen, man. I mean, I just don't even know what to do here as Black just perfectly places his pieces. Don't even have a clue what I should be doing right now in this position. Not a clue. Knight D5 would almost work. Alright, I'm going to bail out of here. I don't like my knight hanging on F3. Justice of Dictator seems stronger. He's got me one game. The other game was close too. He's pretty tough. New subscriber. He's better than me. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, he's been doing chess commentary almost as long as me. I mean, I have like literally like hundreds of hours of like video recording experience. He stopped knight d5. So now what? A new approach, giving us the e1 square for the knight. Yeah, this guy is clearly better than 1784. I mean, I don't know where that blitz rating is coming from, but he's like playing like God. Maybe I have a4. I think a4 is like creating two connected pass pawns for him. Like suicidal, sort of suicidal idea. This is suicidal as well. Also very bad for me, probably. But that is not a good move. So he like played a perfect game until that move, and now it's probably winning for white. I gotta be careful about this square, h1. Maybe I'm being too paranoid. Now he's... No, he played really, really well. Still possible mates. He's also fast. Playing the increment well. Yeah, I almost pre-moved there. He's fast. This is what happened to me in the simul. He was like so fast. I just went into like panic mode and lost that. I lost the winning rook ending. Whew, he's strong for 1700. I mean, I'm not just saying that. I mean, I totally mean it. I gotta be careful not to mess this up again. I mean, now we're finally in a technical position. I don't think I can really mess this up. I guess I can. I guess I've done worse, but it's pretty straightforward from here on out. We're going to create two connect to pass pawns eventually. But I mean, earlier on, I was clearly worse with that outpost he had on d3. Played absolutely fantastically. I was close to lost. If I wasn't lost, I was probably like minus 1.2 advantage. I would guesstimate. That's how large Justice of Dictator's advantage was. Here I should maybe go to g3 to stay in front of his pawn. But now we've got our two connect pass pawns I referenced earlier, so this should be straightforward. He also had like wicked stalemate threats last time in the simul stream. He is not a player to give up lightly. Look how good he is. I mean, 1700. He's got to be better than that in bullet. You would just destroy the average 1600 in bullet. Denying me from making progress, but it's no use. Now the stalemate threats will begin. It's so fast. Alright guys, I've got it under control. Please no stalemates. He resigned, man. Whew. How bad was my disadvantage at its worst? Let's just see. Was I lost, or was I just like clearly worse? This is like not a book position. Surprisingly, c4 has been played twice. Jack Rudd, he's like a really coffee house English player. And this guy, Navarro Moncada, 1978. So how bad did my position get? Peter thinks I'm still better here. The e3 was maybe a weakening move. Bishop f1, knight b4, best move. Was I ever lost or close to lost? I thought queen a5 was best. It's the second choice according to Stockfish. Maybe third now. So it thinks it's just you should just move the pawns up first. Rook e8. This is such a difficult position to play. I thought black did a great job here. b5 though, it starts to get scary. Played knight e1. And then I had a winning move, knight d5, which I totally missed. I forgot my bishop was protecting there. And then right here he has his best chance of the game to play another move. Just when he had a really good chance, he let me off the hook. Alright guys, not a lot of time. I've got to get the game with, let's see, Yellow Dragoon, and then Clash Kid, Periode. No, what are you guys talking about? That was the game with Yellow Dragoon where I fell for the stalemate trick, gave the pawn back. Then he lost. You know, a drawn endgame. But to be fair to Yellow Dragoon, like, he had to play perfect moves. I mean, in that thing at one point, you know, his king wasn't right in front of the pawn, so it was fairly easy to kind of mess it up if you know, in blitz. Don't think he should be too hard on himself. I mean, if it happened in a long game, it would be a tragedy to like blow the draw, but any like IM could make a mistake there. Why Will wins all games? I not the IM FM title. He's just older than us and has more brain cells. More brain cells? I don't know, man, about my brain cell count. Yellow Dragon going with the E5 line. Used to be the bishop B5 was the popular move, but nobody plays that anymore. Here, I just don't know. You know, it depends on what he does. There was a very old Aronian versus me game with Queen E4. We played in Blitz with Ivan many, many years ago. He won. Most recently, I faced Queen B3 in a Blitz, you know, in a rapid game, and I lost. I don't think I have a very good score in this variation, but it should be okay for black. Guys, check out my YouTube channel, Video Chess Training on YouTube. I think I actually put up a couple videos talking about this line. My opening videos, you know, they're not meant to be substitutes for theoretical works like opening books and whatnot, but good general introductions to certain systems. Somebody, Nefedov played this variation so many times, really? Which variation? Knight C3? I've played Knight C3 with white. Don't you lose? Yeah, I would think you would lose brain cells with age, and I'm grandpa age. Theoretical grandpa age. Let's hope I'm not a grandpa secretly. It's not impossible, but I'm not a grandpa to my knowledge. Anything is possible. But 39, you know, a bishop e5 is your favorite line. Actually, I love playing against bishop e5. I had a wonderful game with Ganguly once when he was young. Just an absolutely fantastic game. Yellow Dragon, did we lose him or something? You should write a book about knight f3, says Clash Kid. It's smart to delay e5 a little. I don't know, man. I think e5 and knight c3 are both good. The bishop e5 is like Bronstein's move. That's more risky. I mean, after bishop e5 a6, I analyzed that a lot with Roman, and I have a lot of fun with those lines with black. But it's still playable. I'm wondering, did Yellow Dragoon get disconnected, or is he just trying to find his opening encyclopedia? Or do you not play queen takes d4? Guys, next stream is on Sunday. Nefedov, good luck playing against me. This is not the two variations I prepared against you. Okay, so he's playing the Mongolian girl variation. Played against me in Budapest last year in a rapid game. I briefly discussed this in my videos on YouTube. I think that like 20 years ago against Imre Hara Jr. I played knight c7. If this move was played against me by Imre. Now I can't remember if Hara played queen e4 or queen b3. It had to be queen b3 because in those days I was playing knight b4 against queen e4. So we had to have this game with the very young Imre Hara Jr. with knight c7 a bazillion million years ago. Against the I said Vietnamese? I said Mongolian, right? Yeah. The really strong Mongolian girl, I guess I played knight b6 here. Let's play knight c7 here today. I think you might even be able to play e6 there. Why is this line good? Queen c7, bishop g7 wins the pawn later. Not so easy. like, not so easy to find time to do that, Clash Kid. Not sure. This is like my Imre Hera game from 8,000 years ago. It was a draw. I think you can take back both ways. I was talking about this in the YouTube video I made like last year, or in the spring. I don't remember when I made it. It's certainly possible to take back both ways, but black should be. I would think black should be pretty comfortable here. Imre Hera, by the way, went on to become a pretty strong GM. I never really thought he would, because it was weird. He was like really strong when he was a little kid, around 2300 FIDE master at the age of like 12 or 13. Then he sort of disappeared, and actually came back much later to get the GM title pretty quickly. It's not often you see that happen. Thinking about trading queens here. I'm trading queens. Trading pieces with knight d4. Take. Hit the bishop. Oh man, I don't know. This takes pressure off of e5, but it buys me a little bit of time. Simplifies the position. Yellow Dragoon is not, he's not theoretically really prepared here. I'm not sure I can win this pawn, though. This isn't about, like, winning the pawn. I wanted to just kind of trade pieces in a situation where I thought it would take some of the danger out of the situation for me, but ultimately white might still have an advantage here. I'm playing a little bit too fast, I think. I played a little bit too quickly, which is something I'm always criticizing you guys for doing. Whatever happens, happens. I don't want to lose the initiative. This move. I mean, it's tempting to put my queen on like e4, but ultimately, I think we're just going to get evicted by f3. So there's no real sense in that. And he's trading queens, which is logical. Okay. Position is about equal. Fans of the bishop pair might prefer black, but I do have a set of doubled pawns. White does have the move. Let's see. Bang. Bang. Bang, bang, bang. Bang, bang. Yeah, I kind of like this. We have some time advantage. I think the last games we've got Clash Kid and Pere Ode. Unless they're Cellar Door is a subscriber too. Cellar Door, are you a subscriber as well? Tell me now or forever hold your peace. Cellar Door is a subscriber. Maybe Pere Ode. What happened to Pere Ode? We lost him. Alright, what's going on with this knight on c5? You're going to secretly put it on a6? What's going on around here? I guess he's just trying to stop me from playing f6 or something. Not a bad idea. I mean, f6 is something that would have been on the radar for sure. So, kind of funky. Another endgame. My king needs to go to the center. F6, king F7 would have been like ideal. My bishops will bust out eventually. I'm confident. Theoretically, he has a queenside majority. But I can kick him off. Trade a set of rooks. Trade 2 sets of rooks for that matter. Might as well at this point. I would have liked to have kept a set of rooks. That is an awesome word. Damn, did I think of that? Keeped. I would have liked to have kept a set of rooks on the board to enhance my winning chances here, because I have the feeling this is a draw. But I was inhibited by this knight on c5. Nevertheless, we have the 2 bishops. There are a lot of pawns on board, and therefore our winning chances do exist. F6. F6 is okay. Yellow Dragon, how do you feel about Irish pawns? That's what I thought. Just a little joke between Yellow Dragoon and me. I mean, I can certainly take the pawn. It's not going to hurt me to be like up a tripled pawn. But I'd rather keep the smooth structure. Now this move is something else, dude. That move is absolutely incredible. An absolutely incredible idea by Yellow Dragoon. Exceptional. An exceptional idea. G5, G4. I didn't even think about him putting his king on that square. Alright. Well, I guess we start doing the Botvinnik thing. Botvinnik and bishops and wing pawns. Very well. Very well. Excellent endgame play by white. The idea of playing e5, not capturing an f6, bringing his king to d4, nothing short of brilliant. But now h5, h4 could be good for me. h3. I like h3. Actually, he may have blundered. And now I have takes. Ooh. Takes followed by e4. I guess taking. Takes followed by e4. No, why would I do that? Maybe just h3? An intermezzo. Cracking his structure. Man, this is just amazing. What an interesting ending. Competing pawn majorities. Feels like he's getting really tied down here. The pawn takes pawn check. I've got a lot of time, so I'm playing too fast. I mean, his knight is really buried. You can play f5. I'm just not sure where to go. It's the best move. Played instantly. Maybe now g4, but it's kind of risky. Bishop g4. Takes and bishop g4. What else to do? Now it could even be worse if I'm not careful. Alright, gotta take. A crazy position. Check. Huh. I have to go here first. Irish pawns for an Irish player. Alright. Another epic battle with this guy. It's always some kind of crazy endgame. In this case, I have all sorts of passed pawns. He has his own passed pawns now. But after e4... Okay, I see. If I play e4, I should probably hold off on that. If I play e4, he'll fix my structure. Alright, we'll just kind of hang out here where we are right now and try to improve the rest of our pieces. I can isolate that pawn on c4 as a target. Oh man, this is ridiculous. Bishop g6. Where is he going? I don't know where he's going, but I'm going somewhere. He finds these moves like instantaneously. With 18 seconds left. Yeah, I'm going to repeat position. Take this pawn. Try not to panic. Go back. And try to make progress from here. Maybe e4 now is a little different. Got plenty of time. We are up a pawn for whatever it's worth. Oh. Wait a second. Now what? Bishop c1 check. c1 check, you've seen them all. Stupid joke, huh? We're ready to roll now. e3. Oh, e5 is almost mate. Almost. Almost, but not quite. Alright. King b4. King me. How do I improve the rest of my pieces here? My bishop is feeling strangely immobilized. With this square. I think he's coming apart. Or is this a planned strategy? No, I think he's coming apart. g3 and g2. I can't actually protect that pawn. So I'm 2 pawns up here. This has to be winning somehow. Trying to make illegal moves. Stop harassing my pawns, please. Alright. I have a plan. We're gonna give up material. Another stalemate. His favorite theme. The stalemate in the endgame. These pawns are too strong now. E3, E2. Probably shouldn't rush with the E2. More accurate to actually play a different move there, I think. Okay, E2. Is this a trick? Should I play this? Accurate. Oh man. Alright. Not. The stupidest move ever. And now for my next trick. Alright, Yellow Dragoon. It was a long game. There was a lot going on there. I don't think that we played the endgame perfectly. Nice try though with the tripled pawns and cellar door. Cellar door is a subscriber, I think. Am I correct, Plucro? Can we get a confirmation? Yes, he is a subscriber. All right, we got Clash Kid and Cellar Door, and I'm gonna play Para Ode if I can. Anyway, Clash Kid, we didn't play you yet. I can't believe we didn't play Clash Kid yet. We got so many subscribers, it's gonna go over time. All right, Clash Kid, Cellar Door, and that's gonna do it for the. I think that's gonna do it for the subscribers. Unless Voldemaris is a subscriber. Is there anyone else as a subscriber who wants to come out and admit they're a subscriber that I don't know about? Because you guys are awesome. We're going to do a subscriber stream next Thursday. Next week it will be on Thursday, 4 p.m. Subscriber streams are, at the moment, streams where we just work with the subscribers. We can go over games. Play blitz. Clash Kid with B3 here. He's like begging me to play C5. What is that about? Alright, weirdness. Queen A5 check. Sometimes that kind of check can disrupt the opponent. Here it would probably be a good move. I see no reason why not. I have some ideas. 20 subs. We had more than 20, right? I totally missed Bishop C3. Why couldn't you play C3? Pawn takes pawn, B4. D takes C. B takes A. C takes B. On B2, making a new queen on A1. I wanted that so bad. Now I've got this stupid position. What have I done to myself? Sacked my queen for nothing. Oh man, I totally screwed this. Bishop C3 is just a good move. I can't believe I missed Bishop C3. I was thinking all these other natural moves. C3, Queen D2, Knight D2. And I overlooked the crushing Bishop C3. It's so embarrassing. Worst case scenario, I guess I could play something like... Well... D takes C, bishop takes C3, knight takes C3, queen takes C5. Probably not that bad for black, but then again, not that good. I had another plan. I have another plan, something a little more dynamic. But we definitely screwed this up to some degree. Created another interesting position. He's not a fan of knight c3. Okay, he just plays knight f3. Well, this is awkward, I will admit. But I guess... Damn. Knight f6. Yeah, what's wrong with knight f6? Let's just develop a piece. We'll pretend we're like playing the modern defense, like Grandmaster Istrichescu or something. Istrichescu likes. We are playing the modern defense actually, but we'll pretend we're 2600, former national champion of Romania. This is embarrassing because I saw it coming. That's how you know it was obvious. You know, I don't like the position of his bishop on c3, but it still wasn't really worth the time I lost to induce bishop c3. If I had seen bishop c3, I wouldn't have bothered to play queen a5 check. I was too in a hurry to like try to punish this weird setup. Most likely a natural move would have been best. So knight c6. Knight c6. Then what, though, is the question after knight f3. I'm not sure what my follow-up would be. Okay, so here, bishop d3. Sigh. I was kind of hoping for knight d2. Unfortunately. I guess we can play pawn takes pawn and just go into what is basically like a kind of weird hedgehog at this point. I totally expected him to take with a knight. He took with a bishop. Now, I guess I should play knight c6, but the obvious move is not always the best move. His position seems pretty okay, and we're going to be a little embarrassed with the position of our queen one day here. But I think we can deal with losing a tempo. Queen will have to move. No hurry to castle just yet. I want to influence the center, so I mean I know that it's possible to play something like knight to b4, but I've made enough bad moves with queen a5 check. Maybe even queen c7, who knows. The hedgehog instead of the hedgehog. This is a hedgehog. He's afraid of knight b4. Oh man. All right. Yeah, bishop g4 may not be that great. Let's just screw it. I'm even thinking about b5, but you know, it's nice to see a3. I mean, that's a really slow move for white. Whatever happens after that, I mean, I shouldn't be in any danger. I was thinking about bishop g4, but this would just be an easy answer for him. b5 now doesn't work. Unless you want to get really funky with the combinations. We're just going to go with our favorite double fianchetto. Guys, if you want to contact me, you can contact me on my email address, videochesstrainer@gmail.com. You can also check out my YouTube channel, Video Chess Training on YouTube. We need more subscribers to the YouTube channel. Tell your friends and... Something just hit the floor. Tell your friends and share my videos wherever, Facebook, whatever you like. Do our best Sergei Kudrin intimidation. Intimidation. Sergei, not intimidating. He's more like suave. So, okay. Well, Clash Kid got his weird opening, and he's perfectly okay. Rook d8 in this kind of structure, is that really normal? Well, yeah. It is a hedgehog. A kind of hedgehog. It would be normal in the hedgehog to play like this. Maybe I should. But I had funky ideas that are probably wrong. Too much hope chess involved. Falling asleep because too tired. Sorry about that, Christopher Reeves. We had a lot of subscribers pop in, and I'm going to get to the Para Ode game, but I think that's probably it. I mean, Cellar Door and Para Ode. I don't think I'm going to be able to play you guys, so if you're really tired, Christopher Reeve, just come back on Friday for my simul or Monday. E6, knight 95 though. I kind of like knight e5. One of the ideas of this hedgehog with my rook on d8 was to open up this pressure. But it's kind of finite. I mean, what can I do? You know, I blocked my own bishop. It's a wash. The bishops are a wash, but I have this file and I also have a new line. New happy place for my bishop to go. Maybe my bishop is the superior one in the end. Knight d7. Interesting possibilities here, but don't you dare play knight d5, because you'll get... Yeah, you saw that, didn't you? We have another idea. The other way. You saw knight c5, but you didn't see this. And now he's got nothing on me. Nothing on me. He's going for where? Where's he going? He's not going anywhere. Okay. He's pressurizing my e5 pawn. No problem. I may not be winning, but I may not be losing. This position is a little bit difficult to make progress for everybody's. Quite closed. This is a nice defender you've got on d3. There goes the king's side. Yeah, that's kind of dangerous for white, you know, but it's dangerous for everybody's. All right, let's step in. See what we got. It might be a lot. I had knight g5 too, but that looks sort of stupid. Man. So close to some kind of combination here, but I mean f5. I can't resist playing this. Not really perfectly set up for this. Better to have the rook, the C rook on like f8 or something like that. Hopefully we get Clash Kid into time pressure. Nefedov, just out of the shower, drunk with drowsiness. We're not as young as you. You have to beat me in that sort of positions. Yeah, it's late. If you're in Europe, it's like midnight. If you're in the States, it's not too late. If you're in Russia, there's a fly crawling on the screen. All right, fly. He wants to be on TV. Chess TV. And now for our next trick. Yeah, this is just no questions asked. I cannot permit you to deny me the D file, sir. This could get really funky. Alright, well, if you take on f5, I just take back. And, what's up now? That bishop from hell, it's like, it's the ultimate pawn. Like, there's There's nothing you can do about it. It's gonna get you. This pawn structure looks familiar, huh? Yellow Dragoon. Strangely similar to the other game. Bishop pair, the deformed double E pawns again. Odd, isn't it? Oh no. Alright, he doesn't have this. Number one rule when you have the bishop pair, don't let them trade them off. You don't want to get like knight versus bad bishop or something like that. Fortunately, Clash Kid doesn't have that exchange even now, because I'm going to make a really accurate move here. Starting to talk like Donald Trump. Rook d8, bishop a6. What am I talking about? That doesn't work. Okay, I can go to d8. I can also go to d6, which is probably just a better move, unless a c4 happens, which makes some sense, in fact. Man, this is a bit weird. I mean, am I just inducing c4? Now he's going back. Well, we've got to be a little bit better here. Let's explore the possibilities. Clash Kid and Time Pressure, guys. I guaranteed all subscribers to play. Cellar Door is up, and then Para Ode. But Voldemort is not a subscriber. Is that what you're telling me? Can you recommend any good 80s movies? Oh my god. 80s movies. Like Highlander? Whoa, what a diagonal that is. He's trying to trick me. What is a good 80s movie? Highlander. That is an 80s movie, right? It's not a 90s. Is Highlander a 90s movie? Shit. Maybe Highlander is a 90s movie? Could it be? Am I that stupid? Takes. Can we takes? Can we takes and takes? I mean, at least that would like fix the situation. We're just takes and takesing. And this rook on a1 is hanging. Oh my god. Then we're going to have the Irish pawn structure again. This has got to be a joke. Yeah. I don't believe it. The Irish pawns again. It's a little different here, thankfully. A little more usable somehow. But nevertheless, I'm not so certain about this. Bishop b7. What are we doing? Do we want to trade? Not that thrilled with this endgame. Let's avoid the trade. His king looks pretty open too. We could play for direct attack here. It's kind of a tough call. I'd like to get my king up to e5. That would be golden. If we could play like e4, king up to e5, it's like over. He just lost material. Clash Kid panicked. Played rook e1. Okay, he's admitted he's not really a blitz player. He's really tough in simul's. Blade Runner's awesome, man. Famous movie, one of my favorites. So 80s movies, Blade Runner. But when was Highlander? Can you guys tell me? Highlander? Nobody looked it up. Alright. Cellar Door. You see, Parody, you've got to subscribe. Only out of the kindness of my heart am I going to accept Parody's game here. I think that Soltigo already left. 86 Highlander, okay. I'm not a huge Highlander fan. I don't know, it got like fixed in my mind. And then I liked it. It was okay. Cellar Door sacking a pawn. This is probably unintentional. You'll just like occasionally see people do this in bullet chess. With the quick knight c6, knight takes c6, d takes c6, all the pieces mobilize. Looks like something the hardcore bullet player is fond of doing. Bishop b4 actually along the same lines. Now in this case we have a very interesting continuation. Queen a4 check, which actually doesn't lose a piece, strangely enough. Now it does lose a piece. But if Celador had played c6, the best I could come up with might be something like knight takes f7. And I'm not even sure if that's the best move or not. But usually this happens with colors reversed. When you're playing the Sicilian, people overlook a bishop on b5 with white, typically. Nimzo sometimes. Soltigo, I'll put the challenge back up, but doubts fill my mind. Yeah, of course doubts fill your mind, dude. I'm probably not going to play you. We love you, Soltigo, but I've got to go. And I'm pushing it with the... Uh-oh, we lost somebody. I'm pushing it with the Para Ode challenge. We'll see. Are you Sledgy or Sparkle Horse? I'm both. Gaussian Eliminator. Gaussian. Sladgy is my name on Twitch. Sparkle Horse is my chosen handle on lichess.org. Sparkle Horse was a band before Mark Linkous killed himself. Basically kind of a one-man band, but it still counts as a band. Anyway, I like his music, so I decided to call my account on lichess Sparkle Horse. We're not bronies, but we might have to make a brony emote just as a joke. But anyway, star viewers. Clash Kid says, good night guys, see you in 2 weeks. You're going to Croatia for holidays. Do we have any Croatian viewers? Nice place to visit. If it was New York, I'd say, but I wouldn't want to live there. But I already live in, like Central Europe anyway, so Croatia, I'm sure, beautiful place. Never been to Croatia, I think. I've never played a chess tournament in Croatia. Might have, yeah, I probably went through Croatia on the train. That's about it. Anyway, guys, we're going to be back on Sunday with a simul stream, and I want to thank everyone for subscribing. A couple new subscribers today. The little pony is a joke. Eventually loses his irony and becomes sincere. Yeah. I mean, we kind of nixed the idea of having little pony emotes. We need the end game. My shirt isn't straight again. And then when I look at it in the mirror, it's like, why does it always go the other way? Alright, just don't watch yourself. You know the streamers like in love with themselves, that they're like constantly adjusting their clothing, like they're checking themselves out. You guys know I don't do that. My shirt is like over here. Slippery shoulders. Be careful with irony. I agree, man. Thank you guys for subscribing. I dare you to sacrifice the exchange. No, I don't want to lose my b2 pawn. This is a good move, bishop g4. It buys him time, and I'm willing to make a deal with you, Celador. You may have my e2 pawn if you promise not to push your d pawn. I'll sell you that, seller. This is it's not a trick. It's all yours, 100% pawn. But we are up a piece, so we can afford to even give up material. To ensure that that pawn doesn't become a danger. And now again, following that theme of trading when you're up material. Trading when you're up pieces, trading pieces, not pawns. The wife beater, it's not been hot enough for a wife beater. Actually, it's been a kind of cool summer here. We never even had to turn on the fans. Got close a couple times in the wife beater period there, but not as bad as past years. Like last year, it was really hot. Climate change is real. I look good in that color and cut of shirt. Thank you. Thank you. This is gonna be an oversight on my part. So, I thought I was just winning a piece for nothing, but that isn't quite the case, is it? I do have knight takes d5 though. That's pretty strong. It's pretty nasty. Awkward. The rook is hanging. He's got a lot of pressure on e2. Fortunately, that point is not that critical. We have other good stuff. Oops. Sorry about that. Okay, guys. We're going to play one last game. Or maybe not. I was going to play Paraode, but he's gone. That leaves actually Soltigo's next. Maybe we'll play the last game with Soltigo. No, Paraode's back. Alright, he's back. That's all I've got time for, guys. I'm way over schedule, but one more max. Climate change is real, but it might not be a bad thing. It's like what my mom's like, the older I get, the less I know. Don't ask me. I don't know anything. Knight e2 check. Not really doing anything here. Okay, we take on g7, then we got real serious threats. Break his kingside structure. We've got mating threats, winning his queen. One more game after this, guys. Thank you for subscribing. Also, check out the YouTube channel, Video Chess Training on YouTube. Please feel free to donate. We haven't had much donations for the YouTube channel and for my stream. The donation button for PayPal is there. If you just want to donate $5 a year, I mean, that's something you can help me keep the stream going, keep the YouTube channel going. Blue Crow, I want to thank you, buddy, for being here. Awesome moderator. That was just crushed me, haha, for a glimpse there is a hope. You learned a lot today despite not playing. Bishop h3. There's no mate, unfortunately. We'll just grab some material. And, I mean, maybe there is a mate here, in fact, but it's going to take quite a few moves. Okay, so last game against Paraode for today, guys. Sorry, Soltigo. And everybody else who couldn't get to play. This is going to be the last one. I've got to go. Usually I'm done like 5 minutes ago, so I'm stretching it as it is. You're going to have to lengthen the length of the streams, but today wasn't the best day for that. Got some other stuff I have to attend to. Maybe we'll go to 3-hour streams in the future. I'm talking like from September 1st. That's something to consider. But Paraode playing, okay, the black side of the Lasker defense, but he didn't play h6. So what's the deal with that? Why omit h6? Oh, he's actually said he was drunk. He must be really drunk by now, or maybe he's sobering up. It's not really a Lasker defense if black doesn't play h6. I did this once with black against my friend Joe Fang. And I think that Joe played bishop d3, but now I can't really be sure. Joe might have played cd. Maybe my game with Joe was like CD, ED. I'm sorry, CD, knight takes C3, B takes C3, E takes D, bishop D3. That was probably one of my very few weird openings with black. I managed to draw. F5 is playable. I mean, it kind of makes sense. You know, black was play like F5, F4. These type of structures. Is this even a good move? I don't know, guys. I was planning on playing F4. But white's position might be overrated. There's nothing wrong with C6 Nefedov. I mean, that's probably a normal move. F5 looks kind of crazy. A little crazy. Maybe I could take knight takes, B takes, E takes D, and then play that structure. I wasn't that convinced though that that's even that devastating either. F4. There was this Vietnamese maestro who became a super, well, almost super GM. Nguyen Ngoc Trong Son. I hope I'm pronouncing his name even close to right. He used to love to play this kind of position with white. Just absolutely smack people down. Space advantage with a good bishop against bad bishop, but it's not so easy. I was looking at Max Uwe and Kramer wrote a middle game book, which I talk about a lot. The middle game book series, 2 parts. The middle game, dynamic and static features. They give a lot of positions in Dutch-like structures, and it's surprising. It's kind of surprising, you know, how resilient black really is in these Dutch-like structures. Even with the bad bishop, oftentimes black isn't really worse here. I think this is actually a pretty typical position. Not necessarily worse. I'm going to give up my bishop for the knight to try to play with like knight versus bad bishop. But I don't think this bishop is all that bad. And my honest opinion here is that black is probably okay. Gotta watch this weakness on E3. So I was facing possible queen G5s, and queen G4 keeps him away. We've definitely had games similar to this. I think this could get very awkward very quickly for me. It looks like one of my simul games. Probably queen G4 was a little too aggressive. I think queen E2 would have been more sane. Fortunately, I mean, this kind of scared me, honestly, queen B4. I'm just going to play A3. This move, seriously, I was alarmed by that possibility. I might even have to play queen back to E2. So I'm getting a little bit loopy here in this game. I mean, his bishop isn't that bad. But he played B5. I mean, this may be like just a concrete mistake. If we lock it up now, I can't imagine white being worse. I don't know. Start migration to the other side of the board. Could be a very long game in prospect here. Like knight versus bishop. all these pawns on the board. There was a guy, Shah, who used to play on my stream a lot. He was trying to play the Dutch. Ananas reminded me of him a little bit with this game. Get the Super Knight. Super Knight against bad Bishop. But life just isn't that easy. It's kind of like isolated queen pawn positions. A lot of people think, oh wow, the guy's got an isolated queen pawn position, you know, it's a win. You know, a little information sometimes is very dangerous. And this move, which is, speaking of dangerous, I mean, that is very dangerous. He's actually allowing me to create a protected passed pawn for myself. So h4. All of his pawns are on the wrong color. He didn't play... And he didn't play a4, which might have been an interesting move, because now... Actually, how am I going to attack that? How am I going to attack that pawn? He's offering a draw. I mean, it's very generous of you, but I'm going to have to decline. I mean, at least I've got to try to win this somehow. I don't think that I can lose it. What about... Yeah, like knight h3. Maneuver my king to f4. And then we'll think about the knight, what to do with the knight. The knight needs a place to go. The g4 break might be good, but it might, you know, might also be kind of limited. Maybe I made a mistake playing b3. If I put my knight on b3, I could have forced a4. But I'm not sure that that allows any sort of progress either. G4 was my idea. But unfortunately, he can trade down to that ending and draw. It's very frustrating. If we maneuver... here, any possible way of winning this. I believe there's no way to attack his pawn. b4. a4 is kind of a weird move. I don't think that's going to make any difference. Can't believe there's no way to make progress here somehow. Alright, let's try. Try something. We got nothing. We got nothing on him. Is there any way to make progress here? g4 is just a draw. He just takes it, and I have a protected passer, can't win. Anytime I play h5, he has g5, which just kills it. What if we got a trick on the queen side? My knight, any sort of e6 tricks. I guess I'm just fantasizing. Fantasy Island was mentioned already today. I wanted to play e6 somehow. If I could have put my knight on b4, maybe that would have been interesting. Just put a fortress position and engine check it. Both haven't lost a single pawn yet. I didn't even think about that. There's no pawns gone. Yeah, I have another idea. Is this just craziness? No. Oh no. Oh no, I allowed the draw by repetition by accident. Alright man, good game. Yeah, the idea was I was going to sack a piece. I was going to sack a piece with h5 here. I was curious about this. But I guess it's not enough. This is the only thing I can think of. Can I sack a piece here? It's only a draw according to the engine. Alright. It just goes to show how good that bad bishop can be. I mean, I think my move b3 was pretty stupid, actually. A little bit inflexible. I have no idea how you could possibly win this. Knight g1, knight h3, other than sacking the piece. What I'm talking about here. King takes g5. King f7. I mean, what if I play h6? Dude, check this out. I mean, this actually might be winning for white. Slade G, you were suggesting this on move 29. I wasn't thinking clearly, you know. I wanted to exhaust all my possibilities before I sacrificed the piece. But man, this actually might work. Yeah. And I'm just gonna... I should play g3 though, like before I commit myself. So g3 first. Then he can do whatever he wants. And we just walk in. And I think we're gonna win. I think this is a win. I mean, we're gonna decoy his king, walk into f6, make him give up his bishop, and then walk in, take the c pawn, and walk it down, and it's gonna be like an easy win. So you can't trust the computer evaluation in a closed position like this unless you let it like go 30 moves depth or something. Nefedov's idea. So yeah, I think this is a win. What's the engine say? Like a4, okay, whatever. We can play whatever. The tempo is good. Take, h7, king g7, h8 queen, king takes, king f6, bishop has to move. And then this is probably an important move now. This move boxes out the king a little bit. He's still going to walk up though. Maybe it doesn't matter. He starts walking up. Now why would I go king f7, king e7? Then I'll just play king e7 straight away. Okay, king e7. Why king g8? Then there's no defense. King g8, king d6. So this is the idea. Oh man. That's devastating. What if bishop b7? Now king d7 and you can't stop the pawn. That is sick. That's probably winning. I don't see how he can prevent it, honestly. But it was hard to find that. See if he has any other options. I mean, yeah, it looks like he might. Okay, h5. Computer says b4. What's that going to do? b4 is not going to change anything. I think he has to play like king f7 or something here, to be perfectly honest. That looks like the only move. But apparently this is winning. I can break through with my king on e5 now. Damn. I mean, this is penetration. So But this was not Stockfish. I mean, I found this. This had nothing to do with Stockfish. Stockfish had no clue how to win this position. This is me. I mean, Stockfish wouldn't have even considered sacrificing this piece. This is completely human analysis. That's why Stockfish is not God. This is the opposite of computer analysis. I mean, this is intuitive human analysis. H5 is my move. So guys, unfortunately allowed a rep by position there, by threefold rep, but this looks winning. Yeah, the engine would not find this unless you gave it, you know, like 5 minutes at least. I'm not even sure. Stockfish is not the greatest, you know, engine, but this is probably pretty hard for the computer to conceptualize. It's really deep. We will be back on Sunday with a simul here on lichess. 30-30 with 20 players at least. I'll see you guys then. Thanks everyone. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks Blue Crow for moderating. We'll see you guys on Sunday. Bye-bye.